Well, here's another short video for the day. Many of you know that I'm a retired corrections officer. I spent 26 years working at a correctional institution in Oregon. Anyway, I can't tell you how many times I've heard inmates tell me that prison saved their lives. They tell me that they would have died face down with a needle in their arm in the streets, or any other ways that someone could die from exposure and drugs. And they come to prison, and immediately, right off the bat on intake, they get behavioral health services treatment. So they get evaluated to see what their needs are. Then the court orders for whether they got anger management classes to take and all that kind of stuff. It all gets arranged. They go through medical. They get treatment for Hep C. They get medication for AIDS. They get help with the infections that they've been fighting forever while they were on the streets. They get new dentures. They get glasses. So they get taken care of. But we gotta ask ourselves, the homelessness problem that's on the street, what causes it? It's not caused by people that are down on their luck. It's caused by three things: people hiding from the law, people using drugs, which is against the law, and people with really bad mental illness, or what I like to call spiritual illnesses, deep in sin and distress. And it's not compassionate, nor is it loving to facilitate them staying on the streets. They're just going to die of exposure or addiction or disease. And they're made in the image of God, just like us folks. So it's more compassionate, I think, to go back to the way it was when I was young and have state hospitals and prisons and group homes and sanitariums and the like, so that a cop, when he's happens upon someone who's on the streets, can arrest them because they're a danger to themselves or others. And like I said, every man's a felon. If you look hard enough, there's some law that a man's breaking. There's no reason at all we should leave these people on the streets for them to hurt themselves and others. Because let's face it, a mentally ill drug addict accosting your wife and your children in the streets or assaulting old people, we can't tolerate that. We have to be a nation of law and order, or we won't be a nation. We'll just be a barbaric, horrible wasteland. It's not civilized, and it's not good, compassionate, or loving, regardless of what the people on the left tell you who worship Satan. And that's their religion. Their religion is secular humanism and Satanism. They're not Christian. And even if they might say they are, people with liberal theology that allow and promote all the sins that God says are forbidden, that they are sins in His Word, they're not Christian. Don't let them fool you. So I hope to encourage you all to think about that. And when you vote for people that are going to pass laws to clean up the streets and to get these people the help they need. And that's the compassionate and loving thing to do, believe it or not. And these guys, when they get out of prison, a lot of them, they got skills. Because I know the guys at the prison that I worked at, they learned construction technology, CAD CAM. They worked in the sign shop. They had jobs in the infirmary area where they worked as like nurses for elderly people, because there's elderly inmates that need to be cared for. So food services, janitorial, there's all kinds of skills and trades that they can learn while locked up, as well as getting their GEDs. So there's better ways, people, than leaving them out on the streets, just so you know. And prison ain't all as horrible as what it's made up to be on television these days either. So anyhow, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.